Hey, there you are. Good to see you. I'm John Zidars. This is September 9th. This is the afternoon show where we're going to go looking for stocks that should run in the morning tomorrow based on technicals. All we do is look at the charts. We look at something like this. See all that green going up, especially the last two bars? I want those up high. We want some volume underneath it. We want the volume climbing up. MACD, we want it looking like a tsunami, like there's a big wave, that blue line on top of the white underneath with the sand, bringing it up. And then we want the fire, the RSI. Basement is 60 for us. We want it at 70 where it turns red. We want that fire at the bottom. Now that's what I'm looking for. Doesn't have to be exactly like that, but we're looking for plays that show potential, show momentum going right up to the bell and stopping. We expect if there's no pre-market, aftermarket activity to deflate it, that should continue in the morning, at least for a little while, which leads me to my three rules. I have three rules here. One, if this stock starts to fall, get out. It's a Momo play. It's meant to be climbing. Now, we're not talking about a dip. Dips are normal. People bounce up and down when they walk, but they're still level. If it starts to fall, get out as fast as you can. Rule number two, if I make, because these are my rules. You can set your rules anywhere you want. If I make 20% or more, I get out. Now, maybe it's running 20, 40, 50, 60%. It's rising. I'm not looking just for 20. I'll take all I can get, but that's the point. Take it, get out. When that's rising, sell immediately and get out. Do your calculating later. My last and final rule, most important one, I am out by 10 o'clock or 10:05 in the morning. That's it. That's my play. I am out. I've noticed that the market dips, hesitates, does something different at 10 o'clock. Used to be 10:30, fool's hour. Not anymore. So that's what I do. That's my play. In the morning, we'll go over this list, and you can catch that at about 12 in the afternoon unless we start live streaming it here soon. And right now, we're going to go make that list. So let's jump into it and see what we can find for tomorrow. All right, so I do all my work on TOS. That is an acronym for Think or Swim. It's a free platform that you can get from TD Ameritrade. You can't download it, though. You have to sign up with them, get a free account, and they'll let you have it. The account's free. You don't have to trade with them. Just sign up. Now, I do everything here. We gather our list and put it up here, and down here is my 5-minute chart. There we go. I'm going to keep me down here in the corner. I've been having a hard time finding a place to put me because I keep covering information depending how I change my windows, and I can't change where I'm sitting after the fact. So I'm down here now, and we're going to put the magnification right in here. That you can see the MACD and the RSI closer. I can't see the magnification. You can see it. This is done after the fact. Okay, we are only looking in these last two bars right here, and I'm looking straight down, and I want, like I said, all that green, all that blue, and that fire, that red right up in here. Now, we're doing a search differently today. We're doing it from 005, a half a penny, to $1.50. This is going to bring in stocks that have more pre-market, aftermarket activity, and we'll just deal with it. What it is what it is. That also changes how many stocks we can see, but I don't think it's going to change much. I can only search 2,000 from A down or Z up. So there's some missed in the middle. I, J, K, L, I believe, are what we're missing. So if you've got a favorite stock that are between the price of a half a penny and $1.50 in those letters, it may not show up tonight. Sorry. Okay, I line this up by volume. I go by the highest volume down. The reason is the more volume, well, the more trades probably, and the more trades, the more negotiation, the more price action. That's when you're going to get rises. And I also have change of price here, so you can see the percentage gains. And this is for you primarily, because I don't have time to look at this stuff, but you can pause this anytime you want. You can see the last price compared to the 52-week high. Just at a glance, you can see how close they are or how much there is to go. And this column is supposed to be the float, or at least thereabouts close to. So when you see a stock over here, This is going to be on 5 days, 5 minutes. And that's just the way, that's as close as I can get is a 5-day spread, unless I go down to the minute, and then it's just silly. So you're going to see that, and if you see a stock go all the way from that bottom corner to this top corner, it's been growing for 5 days. You may want to take a look at it. The ticker's up here, the information is over here, and the chart's there. And you can see this better than me. I'm going to be clicking through these yellow tags, which you can set up on your charts too, just by hitting the little gear icon right there and typing send to inside the box that comes up, and choose your number, choose your color, and you can have fast clicks too. And this is how we're going to go through the list from the top down to the bottom. We don't look at every single one. I don't mean losers and gainers. I mean I stop at around 3 million, 2 million shares. There's just not enough shares down there to be able to predict direction. All right, so let's get this going. Let's get this party going. All right, wow. They've got some activity going on there, don't they? Whatever happened here at about 12:40 in the afternoon. And it definitely was powerful. You can see she was at 93 cents and she jumped up to $1.09. So you got yourself a 10% gain just from that. And that wasn't at the bell. Like I said, this is at, looks about 12:40. And it didn't fall 50%. It fell 25%, and it decided to continue growing. And the price has been totally away from the 20 until just now in the aftermarket hours. And it looks like it's testing the 200. It's been in the fire in the aftermarket hours. Let's see what this looks like on the long chart. Oh my, that's 4 hours, 6 months. This is the stimulus month. Lots of money got put into the market that people shouldn't have put there, but that's where it ended up. Been falling, and she has taken a decisive turnaround. Look at all the volume. Look at all that volume right there. Look at this. That's beautiful. It's not perfect here. Could have been a little higher and it'd have been perfect. But you can see it is bouncing up the ladder and it's getting stronger. It is getting stronger. Very strong. I like this. I don't like to predict stocks in the other, but you know what? Here's the thing. You can put any stock you want on the list. Is it hurting anybody? No. Since I don't have to go through them the next day, it's not any work. If these don't come to the top of the list, then we just ignore them and we don't even have to concern ourselves with them. If you want to know why it fell, well, we got the list. You can go look. Outside of that, we're only interested in the ones that float to the surface, fight to the surface. And this one is fighting. So it definitely belongs on the list. All right, let's get back to that list. Now today, wow, I don't even get a chance to take a breath and talk. I like this. I like it a lot. All right, again, wow, what's going on today? GGII. This is Green Globe International, probably better known now as Hempaco. Hempaco reverse merged with them. They are the lead company, not GGI. Something must have happened in the news today, and that would have been about 2:45 in the afternoon. They probably had a press release come out. Could be a filing. Go to the OTC markets, just put in GGII, and they'll show you on the very first page. Scroll down to the bottom, see if there's any news or new filing. Excuse me. So she is definitely climbing, got lots of volume. We are high on the MACD. She's just about ready to hit that fire again, which she's already been on fire, and she's never left the 60s. She's stayed red and hot. And what does the long chart look like? Ooh, that's ugly. That is. All right, I don't know what the heck. Some news came out, overreaction, because this darn sure ain't February. So I'm going to back out of the 4 hour. We're going to come down to the month. I set this up just for me, 1 hour, 1 month. You can set up any time you want if you feel comfortable looking at it. Now, nobody else looks at this one. I understand that. And the whole reason charts work, you want to know why charts work? I'll tell you the secret here. This is the magic. They work because we all use them. We're all behind the red light. We all see the green light at the same time, so we all drive at the same time. That's why there's no accidents. I have a 10, a 20, and a 200. So do 90 other percent of other people. I have the MACD and the RSI. So do most of them. So when I see something going up and I say, oh, look, there's a crossover, it's about to break here, everybody, those 90% see it too. So we all drive at the same time that green light comes on. That's the magic of the market. Go using some crazy wild tools, start going on a 13 and a half and a 67 and a 113. Your trading is going to be different than ours. It's going to be different. So use the same as everyone else's. Get used to reading them and how they react, because that's how we react. You're in the game. This is potential, folks. Look at this. She was just streaming along just like any other stock. This is not like any other stock right now. That's jumping like a wildcat on fire. Unbelievable. And you can see we've been here before. Yep, yes we have. This was the big surge, and we drew a 50% mark in there. I'm not sure which one of these is the 50%, but she hung on to it, and we said when she broke this high, she would probably want to go higher. Ta-da! Boy, oh boy, did she. And look, she's on a high bubble there. Now, that's on the hour. Let's come down 15 minutes. We're still on a high bubble. 5 minute? Looks like she ended the day on a high bubble. All right, look at that volume. That volume is tearing it up. The MACD is tearing it up. The RSI was tearing it up and going back to getting hot. And I expect a pullback off of this. Yes, of course I do. I see a pullback on every single high bubble, because 90% of the people imagine that ceiling being real. That's as high as this stock's going to ever go, and sell. I know it's silly, but it's just the psychology. And once it pulls back, if the stock is doing this, it's going to continue doing this. I'll bet you'd hit a high bubble right there. Had a pullback and went back to it. Hit a high bubble right there. Pulled back and went to it. So what's going to happen? Right. It's going to pull back and go to it. So this may have a pullback the very first minute of the day, which is why we watch it for 60 seconds. The second minute, you may want to watch it. But in that second minute, you should be zooming on which stock you're going to buy. And you're going to put in a price higher, whatever you see. You know, you got to determine what price factor you're at. If you're at a penny, see, this has got 0106. So you got everything on that side of the 1 to go. So you don't have to go 01, 02, 03. You could go 018, 013. You just go higher than it on whatever terms it's using and let the price run into you. And if you're too high, it'll sell it to you at the cheap price. What a deal. You got to love that. All right, so on all factors, all terms, GGI definitely goes on the list. Ta-da! Another ta-da. All right, back to it. DPLS. Oh, wait a minute. DPLS? No, it was the one below it. ASTI. What's ASTI doing? She's fallen, right? She has the volume. She was climbing. Now, do we think that that is a high bubble? If that is a high bubble, then this fall is normal, and it's not anything to be afraid of if it's been showing strength. So let's come and see. That's a 5 minute. Let's go to a 1 month. Well, I already saw it there. Yeah, there it is. There is the low bubble. Boom. It hit it, and you can see right behind the low bubble, it started to climb. Instant down. It's been gradually falling, but that's a plummet. Hit that low, and it is ricocheting back up. It's not coming up slow. It's coming up fast. And I can see that I've been looking at this before, and I drew a line there, and it's already come back up over top. You can see the MACD is very strong. Look across the board. Hasn't been that much green in a long time. Look at the depth of that recovery. That's a lot of swooping power. Same with the RSI. It has taken a break here because of the dip. Okay? We expect that dip. So I'm throwing this on the list. The dip is all normal. I like the way it's set up. It doesn't look super powerful, but it looks like it could do a surge. And that's what I want. A surge. All right. Geez, we haven't gotten very far in this list, have we? And I've already got 3 on it. Yay! I like that. I got to say, though, from looking at my stocks, it didn't look like a great day today. Maybe I should have been looking at others. What's that one look like? Clean vision. Lots of volume. Looks like we got a crossover there. I think you can see that on the magnification. Really small for me. Just getting over 62. Actually, it's about mid-ground, 63. Now, I don't like the fact that it's plain Jane. It's just going right across the top here. Do. Nothing special. But I do see it swooping. It's been riding across the bowl, letting the bowl come up, and just filling that in before it probably wants to climb. Let's see what the big chart looks like. Let's see there. It's definitely pushing down. No, we're on a 5-month there. Let's see what we got here. Let's come out to the big picture. All right, this 50, I've looked at this before. That is that surge right there from the bottom to the top, the 50% mark. So let's take a look at that. You can see it's been growing. There was a low bubble back here, but boy, that was slow. This didn't grow on that low bubble, did it? So it had a big surge, and it fell past the 50, way back down here. Only kept about 25%, and is working its way. And I figure this is probably going to keep doing this across that. Do I think it's going to surge? I really don't think it's going to surge, but it doesn't hurt to put it on the list. If it's doing nothing, it'll be out of our way at the bottom of the list. It does tick some of the boxes, and I don't want to miss an opportunity if opportunity came dressed in drag. Oh, goodness. Wow. AAPT. Are these coming faster tonight? Let me back up a wee bit so we can see that. All right. Again, it was going sideways all day. Right there's your line. And it jumped right there at, that is 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so the last half hour of the day, it has been pulling away from itself. That was down at a penny 2.8. That's a penny 4.8. That's not bad. That's, I don't know, 15% maybe. Something like that. No, it's not that much, but whatever it was. What was it? 13%. Okay, 13%. In either case, look at the volume. That has gotten stronger all day. The MACD has been climbing. Just had another crossover on the top. RSI is high. Take a look at the long view. All right, she's sitting on the high back of her last surge. Right there. There's the 50% mark of this surge. It's already above that 50% mark. Broke the 50% mark of the surge back then. And how far back was that surge? This is all the way back to June. So it hasn't been this high since June, and it's broke it, and it's broke it hard, and it looks like it's on a high bubble, doesn't it? Sure does. Another high bubble. It's ended right at the high. Let's see if it does it on the 1 minute. No. All right. So we can see 4 minutes before the bell went, she held. But I told you, pullbacks they're virtually necessary. There it is. And it's going to bounce off that 10 most likely, because it doesn't look like it wanted to give it in. Just didn't want to do it. And I'm figuring that's going to bounce. Doesn't look promising down here on the 1 minute, but I judge on the 5 minute. And what I seen in the big picture is enough to make me say she's powerful. She's got power zooming. So I'm going to put that one on the list, of course. Looking good. I'm liking that list. I really am. All right, here's Asta. All right, we had Asti before, I think. I can't remember. All these letters look the same after a while. Okay. Don't see a lot going on here. So where are we at on volume? We started off at 281. We're already down to 13 million. Oh, let me back up. Was there anything there? After market? No, see sideways. Boom, 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 boom. She is showing like she could do a breakout, but that's not what we're doing here. So onward and upward. There's D-Man. D-Man is what I played this morning. I got out here. Right there. 10 in the morning. It was actually higher earlier. I could have made more. Not a lot though. This had news today. They've got some new hemp edible goods that they put on the test market, and they bounced down obviously, but you can see it came right off that 200. We're on the 5 minute, broke through the 20, hit the 200, It didn't hold though, and it's coming down, but it looks like it's right about in the 50% range. Right about there. It's kind of hard for me to see. So it's like hanging on like a monkey right now instead of sitting like a king. And it is down. Down, down, down. Here's a nice bounce in the middle of the day. Don't know what caused it, but it gave away, it looks like more than 50%. Yeah. And it's falling hard. You see any patterns over here? Remember to look for those. I want you guys to find them, even if I miss them. You may see things that are definitely worthy of considering tomorrow. Ooh, whoa. Something's happening right now, folks. Wow. Holy cow, folks. Don't know what this is going to be like in the morning. If we were looking at it just from our point of view, it would have not made it. It was falling. Volume was real strong. But when you look at the big picture, you can see something's going on here. Something is happening. As a matter of fact, did this start? Yeah, it did. It started in the middle of the day at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We're looking at FAMI. You can go see what the news is for Farmy Inc. They jumped, went sideways, lots of sideways after market, and she just took a huge jump right there, 3 cents, 4 cents, and I'm not sure what she's going to do. But I'm going to throw this on our list because, again, it don't hurt to have something that looks like gold in your bowl. If it doesn't pass the test, we'll throw it away. Wow, that's really taken off. Is there any news up here? Let's see here. No. News goes all the way back to May. Nothing fresh. All right, back to the search. We're down to 5 million. We do have a nice list coming up there. I'm happy for what we found so far. They've got some good potential. And we don't need all of them to run. Wow, another one doing something. That could just be bouncing. Yeah, I'm going to consider. Yeah, that's bouncing. No discussion, bouncing. That ain't a bounce. All right, this took a serious dip in the morning. Is that a low bubble? Anybody want to make a bet that this dip right there is a low bubble? Let's see. Boom. Or is that? No, that's 30 minutes. Let's go to 5 minute. Is that the beginning of the morning? The low bubble hit? No, that's all the way back. So that's not a low bubble. Nope, not a low bubble. But it was obviously low enough. Wow, look at that. It is close. It is freaking close, isn't it? And this was just a shadow tag. That was not an actual low. It just hit it and left it. This hit it and stayed on it. And it didn't like it. Hot, chot, chot, chot. It has been climbing ever since. Now, there's no volume at the end. Well, there is. It's so smidgen. It's 8,000 shares compared to before that, the 5 minutes was for almost 500 million shares. So, big difference. Very few people bought into this to make it go that high. What is interesting, and I can see I've got a line there for it, if we pull back, is right there. Let's zoom in. On this surge, is that 50% of that surge? Yeah, no, it isn't. I'm not too sure. Let's see here. Does that show up on a 20-day? It does. Yeah, you see, you can see how that lays out now. From the surge at the bottom here to the surge at the top there of the green, that's our 50%. It hit a bottom, hit a low, has now come all the way up to the 50%. It fell below that 50%. This big surge, I tell you, if it sits up here like a king, it's doing well. If it's hanging like a monkey, not too bad. But if it falls like a rock, well, what do you expect? And this fell like a rock. And it hit a low, though it didn't show up as the low bubble. It was actually sitting down there. And it came off that hard and has broke the 50% mark. Now, it may pull back off of that. Anytime you hit a hard resistance, you pull back normally and then recover and continue on. So this may pull back and then bounce through. It may not, depending how powerful it is. And this looks very powerful. That's a lot of green. That's a lot of tsunami. This has been coming up hard, very, very fast from the 40s, and it's just about ready to hit the 70s. That is on the 1 hour, and we're looking at the the 5-minute over here. Everything is strong. Every single one of these. That's going up there, folks. No way it's not. And that's a cannabis company, in case you didn't gather that by its name. Greater Cannabis Company. In case you didn't know, cannabis is growing right now at about an 8 to 15% clip each month. It has been growing. It's been very slow. Cannabis 3 is coming out now. We just came through Cannabis 2. Cannabis 2, what was that? Well, Cannabis 1, you sell joints. You sell flour. You sell maybe vapes. Maybe. But you're just selling stuff that we're all familiar with. Cannabis 2, they started coming out with items that were novelty. Stuff that regular consumer couldn't make. Vapes and dabs and stuff like that. At least they weren't. But they didn't know what they were really doing with it. Now Cannabis 3, they've had enough novelty items out there that they have learned what the consumer likes, what he wants, and how to better make it. So they can zoom in on the consumer's desires rather than just trying to spitball it. So that's what Cannabis 3 is all about, and that's where they're moving right now. All right, we're down to 4 million shares. Ooh, there's a big pow. Let's see what we got there. Volume increasing, not magnificently. Started off stronger in the day and fell. The 200 looks like it wants to turn. The 10 was underneath everything. Totally backwards here. Bass-asswards. Bass-ackwards. That's what I meant to say. All right. The 20 should be on top. The 10 should be on top. And the 10 is taking control. It is pushing itself up there. It's pushed very hard. It's grabbed the price, throwing it way above the 200, not just a smidge. Everything is growing down here. What's the big picture look like for this? A little radical, and you can see all the dashes. Low volume. She doesn't get a lot of volume. This was a big swoop. She came down very hard, and she's not happy. Well, there you go. She hit a low bubble, and she is pushing out of here hard. And right now, she's at a very convenient price. What price is she at? Is that, yeah, 0.11, just over a penny. So when she hits just over 2 cents, you've doubled your entire investment. When she hits 3 pennies, you've tripled your entire investment. This looks pretty darn good, so I'm throwing that up there too. Boom. Wow. We're still on the first page. All right, flying through here. That's a downhill run. Keep your eyes focused, John. I'm trying to look at so much and I get my eyes dizzy. Wow, there's no RSI there. Where'd it go? Oh no, Mr. Bill. Who remembers that? Okay, what's this? GDSI. GDSI. Okay, let's back out. GDSI opened right there. Pretty much stayed there all day. You can see that. The yellow line is there. Did some pre-homework for us. And she pushed off of that. You can see she had a double push here. She has been climbing kind of all day, but I mean, she got hard here. Pushed up. Did her crossover in that move. Pushing up. Just touching the fire. Just touching. And what's that? That's the 1 minute. We don't want to see that. We want to see the big picture. Let's go all the way to the 1 month. What's that? Sorry about that, folks. That was 3 weeks, a year. All right, she hit a low bubble here, recovered, fell, but made a second recovery across to 200 and is definitely more serious about it this time. MACD has been climbing for a week. RSI climbing. Today went into the red. Okay, she definitely qualifies. Lots to go on. We could have a list of 100. All we're going to be looking at tomorrow is what's at the top. And then we're going to focus on one. I'm going to focus on the one I like. Hopefully you focus on the one you like. Don't just follow me. 2 days I've made mistakes. 1 day I've had it good. So let's do our own thing. I'm just helping us do the DD. That's why I'm asking you to look over there and see what you see. Okay, we're under 3 million. So I'm now going to descending. These are the letters Z to M. And I'm starting off on high volume. 161 million. TGGI was on our list today. Was started at a 006 when I started talking about it. Going to merge with a $6 billion Chinese winery company. You know it's going to jump like crazy. Right now it's just sporadic speculation. It is climbing though. It is climbing. There's just a lot of speculation. Without facts, you don't know what to do, where to go, but people are hopeful. And you should be too. 008. And when this company, how do we know they're going to merge? I'll tell you one more time. I read this in Chinese newspapers that were translated. I got the actual transcripts. The CEO for TGGI is the same CEO for the Chinese winery company, which I can't pronounce, or I tell you who they are. So that's the big news on them. All right, getting down. There's a big fall. No. SNDL, TLS, PJet. I wish I could see your... Wow. Wow. Okay, folks, there's another ripper. That's a ripper. SONM. You may want to do some DD on this. Wow. Okay, this was at 225. Yep, 225. Is that right? Yeah, 2:25 in the afternoon, it looks like. This started jumping. Something happened, and happened fast and hard. And look at that. Look at the end of the day. I mean, even if we didn't see the aftermarket, we'd have been on top of this one. This would have been in our list. She's been on fire all evening. Let's take a look at this. I want to see what... Ooh-wee. Wow, look at her go. Look at her go. All right, coming in on this, you can see... Now, I wonder... If we come in on the 5 minute, all right, there's a low bubble. She did bounce off the low bubble during aftermarket, pre-market hours. That's on the 5 minute. I'm backing out to the 1 month. All right, I'm gonna have to go back further because I see that line has significant. We have to go all the way back to 6 months at least. Why are we all the way out there? Ah, right. So you can see it hit a tip here. This was a high point here, an average high point here. It's broke that. It has been months since it's been there. That is June. This is April. It has been way down for a very long time. It's had some, I see here it's had financials, and looks like each one of them lost money. So that's why it fell here. That's not much of a fall, not compared to that last one. And even though that was just last month, because there's the month crossover. This was just last month. It hit a low, and it's taken its time coming back. I'll tell you that. But it hit this high here, which is pretty much going across. You can see it hits here, 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 here. And that was an average here. And it was sitting on it right there. And now it's taken off. It got through its high here, broke that new high, and really took off. So I don't know what's going on with this one. I'm going to throw that up there too. Our list has gotten bigger than I can show you right now. I mean, I can scroll it, but I can't. If I scoot my charts down, it'll scoot all this down. It's just too much work. So I will show us all that we have at the end. I'll bring it all up for us. Wow. So that's some pretty... Oh boy. Now, you got to remember, see, I can see we've got a jump here. Right there, there's a big jump. It has these jumps often and falls. Also has big jumps after market, pre-market, and falls. So you really can't put a lot of faith into this. Pretty much been going sideways, 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 and that's what my mind sees, sideways. So we're going to just leave naked alone. 62, okay, what's that? METX. Whew. See, the aftermarket, pre-markets are very tough to call. If you're interested in this, it is showing growth, slow growth. It could dip before market, but you can watch it. It'll show up tomorrow morning before market. METX, Meetin Holdings. Not going to put it on our list. Obviously, we've been there before. ZOM. All right, ZOM, I told you. No, that's not ZOM, that's Wissy. Ooh, they took a big jump today, and we didn't see nothing about them. But they jumped all the way up. That's pretty good. We missed that one, but You know, if you can't see it, you can't see it. You know, nah, I'll just keep going. Oh, that one there, what's that? Okay, been sideways all day. We do have volume here at the end of the day. A nice big poke in the nose, but it's pretty much been at that point. It hasn't exactly broke anything new here. I can see that it's over the 200. MACD is just getting over the signal line. The RSI, that's what this yellow line is, showing that it's pretty much been higher than it has all day. What's the big picture look like on this? Well, it looks like it's been going sideways, filling in the bowl. There's that bowl, the purple on the left, the blue on the right, and it looks like it wants to continue up, just like this side, that it wants to continue up that side. It would be hitting this high up there at that point. However, there's other places it's got to hit. You can see that we hit here and here. That's a normal spot. And I'm sure somewhere in here if we zoomed in. So it's going to be working for those spots. And you come in closer, you'll see there's more, but these are very strong supports. So now could it jump there? Well, you can see that spike. You see that spike. It's jumped that way before. MACD is coming up. There's not a lot of strength in it right now, but the 200 shows strength. Looks like the volume is getting stronger than it has been for a few months. Yes, it does. And the RSI has been climbing for a few months. And the 5 minute shows strength. I'm going to throw it up there. Can't hurt to put it on the list. Shows something. Don't look an opportunity in the mouth. Is that? That wouldn't work, would it? Okay. We're getting down to 8 million shares. Wow. Look at that. Now something strange here. This is SIRC. This was not on our watch list this morning. This is yesterday. That's a perfect setup. I would have called this. We would have both seen that. It would have been up on the MACD, up on the RSI. There's up on the volume, up on the price. We may have even seen that. Why didn't this come up? Obviously, 2,000 shares from A or Z is going to cover S. So did I fly by it by mistake? Did somebody forget to tap me on the shoulder when they saw it? Oops. Wow. So she came in here. She had pre-market activity at 43 cents. She opened up lower than 43. Yeah, she opened up lower. So if you'd have been watching it the first minute, you might have missed the best price because she bounced very quickly to the second price. But she didn't come back down. Well, looks like maybe, right there's the 50% mark roughly. Came down, hit it, bounced off it, and continued on. Let's back out, look at the rest of the day. Yeah, it continued on. Look at that. That's beautiful. All right, so it's had a roll, and it really broke through here. This is where you had a lot of sales. See, that's what you get. As soon as it broke through the 200, it scared people. But it has stayed way above its 50% mark. And most traders know that. And they found a deal sitting on the table. They bought it, and it's starting to climb again. We're going to put this on our list today. Since it didn't show up yesterday, I don't know why. We're down to 8 million shares. I know I've said that before, but I got to keep tabs. Whew, look at that. Boy, I tell you, we do see a lot of aftermarket activity that you can at least consider for tomorrow, right? That's a whole new aspect that we haven't been able to play in this Momo game. It doesn't look great right now, but put it on your list if you want. TLGT, Intelligent Inc. It is growing. Looks like something happened here just before the end of the day at about quarter after 3. Look at all that volume compared to the rest of the day. So you may want to look into that. All right, continuing on. God, my eyes. Yeah, we had a power punch there at the end of the day. She's trying to get up there, but what is that? TOMDF. Boy, all these OTC tickers that have lots of letters. See, now that one's growing. It's getting away from what it's normally been doing. It's It's going back to that aftermarket high here. It did this the other day and just came back down. So, again, not that I'd have put this on my list. It does show it. It's nice here. It isn't bad, but nah, not going on my list. MJWL. Boy, look at that sideways action. I mean, that's almost coma. She hasn't been like that in a long time. This has been a very active stock. She's had a lot of activities and a lot of bounces. So to see her capping off like that, and the only thing I can say is look at that 200. It's like she is waiting for the 200 to cross over her and take off again. Could go down, but I'm looking at the optimistic side here that it has been growing. Let's take a look at the big picture. So, all this growth was organic, natural growth. There's no stimulus or anything like that, and it's been strong. Been a lot of optimism here. Don't know what happened. Maybe you're price takers. Again, all right. I'm guessing here. It's kind of tough to see, but I'm going to guess the 50% mark is somewhere in there. Right? Somewhere in there. This would be hugging it. Somewhere in there, and it's fallen. So, obviously, it wants to get back to that point. It's above it. Of course, it wants to get there. But you can see there's one right here. And you got one it's sitting on right there. And there's a big gap right here. It's got to get up there. There's not a whole lot to sit on. There's not a lot of price points. It could inch its way up. So that's what we're looking at. It's a shame. But I haven't kept up on the news today. She may deserve it. Where we at? 7 million. Start pushing this a little faster. Wow, that was a low RSI. Ship. Yeah. Middle RSI. I'm not even seeing the charts. Whoa, I saw that chart. How could you miss that chart? Look at that. Now, I was looking at this earlier, as you can see, and that's the 50% mark of this jump. And that jump came in at 450. Something serious happened. It only fell 25%, not 50, and it's going sideways. And when the news hits tomorrow morning, for normal investors, whatever just happened here, this could be a filing or it could be news. The company is called T2 Biosystems. This is just the aftermarket players. When the normal investors hear or see whatever just happened, it could very well jump hard. There's been a lot of fire here too, and it's hugging the embers. You know what? I'm going to throw TTOO into our list. It's just showing a lot of potential. No need to turn your back on it. Okay. Bad. See, there's another one of those bowls. And it's trying to fill it. I can see it falling away there, though. We're not interested in that one. That was something else I was looking at for my own reasons. Trying to make a move up, but not strong. What are we down to? 4 million. Okay. So now it starts looking iffy. No, I wouldn't trust that at all. No. Sideways. Wow, had a dizzy spell there. My eyes are so focused on that little tiny square. We're down to 3 minutes. Whoa, back up. I see a strong bowl here coming up. It does look strong, but let's see there. It's testing everything right now. You got the 10, the 200, and the 20 all converging. It's the perfect storm right now. There's a lot of activity there. I mean, for aftermarket hours, there sure is. And we'll have a decision. It'll decide what it's going to do based on the technicals. Technicals look a little negative right now, so it could jump down. That is SDNN. Another bowl turning up. Everything is turning up slowly. It's not a fast one, but it shows. And that actually is in our setup. I don't expect it to surge far. I mean, it makes small jumps based on this. Yeah, see, and it's still on a downhill run. As a matter of fact, you can see there's its low all the way back here to January. And it hit the low here, went further. Now it's at a low bubble. And I always say it's going to bounce back on a low bubble. I say that if the stock has value. That's what I always say. When you consider that this is the low back here, and it hit it right there for the last time, well, right there for the last time. Everything, every single day was a low bubble. All of these were low bubbles, just like today is a low bubble. Not every low bubble is created equally. This wasn't a sale. Obviously, there's something wrong with this company, Unique Logistics, not to offend anybody, but a low bubble draws in vultures. They just want a good deal. This didn't draw in anybody. All right, we're down to 3 million. I think I'm about ready to call her quits here, folks, before I lose my voice. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to make the very bottom of this page. We'll just draw the line there. And there it is. So I think our list, let me get out of the way here. There. All right. Didn't hit myself in the head today. There's the list. There's the list. Trying to squeeze it in there for you. All right. That's our list for tomorrow. Doesn't look bad at all. Does not look bad at all. Do your DD tonight. Or do your DD in the morning. It's always better to do it at night. You're not pressed by a deadline. You know, I did mine this morning. I think I had enough time, but I did it with you. And honestly, I did it before I talked to you. So I know where my head's going when I come with you. So you may want to do your DD on these guys. See if there's any news. Couple of those we saw jumped at very specific times. Go to the OTC market. Go to Google. Put in the search for time on news. Go to tools button on news. Click time and choose 24 hours. You'll only see news for that ticker or that company for 24 hours, nothing more. Why look at all the rest and waste your time? If you go to the OTC market, just put in the ticker, the very first page that comes up, scroll all the way to the bottom, it'll have the news and filings that just happened recently now. Why go searching all over the place? 2 places, get it done in a hurry, get into your evening and relax. All right. Yeah. This is all new to me. We try to entertain, folks, and we try to educate, and we try to bring you some opportunities. I'm doing my DD anyway, so I'm just sharing it with you. Hopefully you learn something from me. Maybe not everybody agrees with me. That's okay. We're all different. I even got a bad comment the other day. That's okay. It was feedback, and I'm asking for feedback. I got some really good feedback from some PB Alert members. Thanks, folks. Really, thank you. Makes me feel at home. I'm trying to do something uniquely different here, but I don't want to be so far out that I'm not a part of the group. So, thanks. Everyone else, thank you for showing up. I will be back here tomorrow with the results of that list we were just looking at, and hopefully I pick a good one because you get to see me do it live, or at least you can watch me doing it live. It's not streamed yet, but we're working on it. Remember, folks, everything you see, everything you learn, it's worth it. The more you know, the more you grow. See ya.